Football boots have always been made from either leather or a solid synthetic material. And if anyone had mentioned a knitted boot to you 10 years ago, most of you would probably have imagined something your grandmother would make. But last year, the knitted football boot race blew wide open with the crafty engineers at Adidas and their American friends introducing the world to the awesomeness of knit. But the first knitted boot actually had an Adidas logo on it, and it was called the Primeknit Samba. And that boot was as colorful as a Brazilian carnival, with multicolored knitted yarns covered with a liquid silicone. It was a bit too stiff though, and probably not the best boot made by anyone ever. But it looked hella cool and was made in only 125 pairs worldwide. Pretty solid. But if the Samba was eye-catching, it had absolutely nothing on the next Primeknit release, which caused quite a few jaws to drop in utter disbelief. Enter the Primeknit FS. And although it was just a concept boot, the Footy Sock beat the Magista to the title as the first high-top knitted boot ever. By a few hours, at least. And while the world might not yet be ready for the genius of a welly-shaped boot, it at least showed that Adidas have the balls to do some seriously bold things in the name of innovation. A few months after the Footy Sock, Primeknit returned once more, only this time as a limited edition but super cool black and white colorway. As we all know from Instagram, things tend to look just a bit cooler with a black and white filter applied. And Adidas must have thought the same, with the third Primeknit being the exact same boot as the Samba, only in black and white and made in 500 pairs this time. Fast forward almost a year to the Primeknit 2.0, where Adidas really upped their knitted game with some new innovations, but of course also caused some jaws to drop because of the looks. Because the Primeknit 2.0 introduced an almost comically high heel tab, a new compression fit tongue construction and a softer knit, all in the name of added comfort. And it was actually so much better than the first Primeknit that they could easily have called it the 9.0 instead. But now Adidas have brought Primeknit to the X and the Ace, wanting to offer the perfect fit for both chaos and control. The big question is though, whether Primeknit is prime hit or well, you get the deal. The X has seen its share of changes, with the biggest one being the new one-piece Primeknit collar/tongue construction. And actually Primeknit has completely replaced both the X-Skin upper and the Tech Fit collar. But apart from that, it's the same boot, made to bang it in from 40 meters or speed away from your opponent. In short, to cause some serious chaos. And the X Primeknit is still an X, although with a slightly less padded and tight feel than the synthetic version. It still sits closely to the foot, the knit is soft enough to feel like a nice pair of thin socks, and the heel on the Primeknit is less slippery as well. The big thing is the tongue though, that makes the X feel like the love child between the normal version and the Primeknit 2.0, with this secure fit giving you a sensation of actually being one with the boot. Looking past the knit, it's business as usual, with a little less grip than the normal X. And to be honest, it's mostly the tightness that separates the two versions of the X from each other. On the other hand, Adidas only really made one big change on the Ace, but it also changed everything, as they took away the 3D total skin upper and replaced it with a knitted one, with a silicone layer on top to protect it. Now gone are the grip elements, and all that remains are the non-stop grip dots. That doesn't mean that it's not good though. On the contrary, it's very good. Because sure, there might be a little less friction and padding than in the standard Ace, but the comfort is next level. And that's because the Primeknit actually feels even softer than leather, and it fits your foot tighter than the synthetic model, while it still manages to keep its shape when you play. Imagine the normal Ace as a nice fitting pair of sneakers. The Primeknit version is a personally fitted, super nice and soft pair of slippers in comparison that still delivers pretty well on the ball mind. And in my opinion, this is one of the best knitted boots on the market. Are the new Primeknit boots worth the extra money then? Well, if you want that next level slipper-like comfort, then yes, they're a prime hit. And despite actually being limited boots, the new Primeknits prove that it's not just Nike that make good knitted boots anymore. And the X and A's have come a long way since the Primeknit Sambas, fortunately. And with the improvements we've seen in just a year and a half, imagine where we are in another 18 months with Primeknit. At least I know that's a party I want to go to.